Hi Sagittarius, this is Just with your May mid-month 2016 reading. I hope you guys had an enjoyable month so far. Let's get into your reading. So I'm going to start off before I get into the details by saying it gets better. Okay, it gets better. Better and better. So that's good to see. So now I see for some of you, you've been in the past, there's been something that some of you have been working hard on. Some of you could have just started a job, could have been starting some type of new program or started your own business for some of you. And you were really focused on that. It had a lot of your attention. Okay. And I feel that you have had a sense of success with this in the past. There's been some success. It has made you feel, kind of renewed you in a sense. But I feel that there is now some type of setback. So for some of you that have, had a sense of you were making some money, you started a job, perhaps some of you started a job and you were working really hard on this job. You had a position where you were able to probably put in some overtime. You were making some extra money for your own businesses. You were seeing a lot of clients. You were very popular. But I feel that there's been a change, maybe a slowdown in business. There's been setback in hours. There's been some of you could have possibly lost your job and laid off. And as a result, now you're feeling this sense of helplessness and hopelessness because mentally you can only think about the reality, which is you don't have enough. So for those of you that, hours have been cut back, now you're back in this sense of, how do I maintain? How do I reconcile, all of my responsibilities? And you're having a sense of kind of disappointment and sorrow regarding that, that's heavy on your mind. And so you're feeling this real sense of like lack, and almost feeling a sense of helplessness. And you want to be careful with that because I see that the challenge is going to be for you to make a decision. To decide, I feel, to move yourself out of this space of how do I get to the next place? Because I do see an opportunity right now. I'm giving you your reading as of right now. I'm not talking about 3 months, a week from now, a year from now, a few weeks from now. Right now, you have this sense of vitality and energy and popularity that can help you, in a great way, but you have got to get back into a place of positivity and optimism for those of you that connect to this particular message, okay? I see for others of you, there could be a sense of you, being very, harshly judging of yourself, because you're in this situation. Again, you've heard before, and I will repeat again, you do have Saturn in your sign retrograding at the moment, okay? So there can be, for some of you, an alleviation of the stress and the pressure that Saturn brings. But for some of you, especially those of you who, I believe Saturn right now is like at 14 degrees. Don't quote me on that, but it's in the teens. So for those of you who have planets that are in the teens, particularly in mutable signs, or if you are Sagittarius, that your sun sign or rising moon sign is in the teen degree, 10 through 17, 18 degrees, you could be feeling this very, very intensely internally. So things that you were able to kind of like brush off and move forward because there is a glimpse of hope. You do see the possibilities of things coming. Now you're internalizing things so deeply that I feel as a result, the challenge is for you to not judge yourself so harshly. Also, the challenge will also be for you guys to make a decision to get yourself out of this rut, to let go of whatever this circumstance and situation is that left you in a place of disappointment and now feeling like, okay, now what do I do? Where do I go? Because it gets better as the time progresses. So the energies around you guys currently and how you're kind of behaving, I feel for some of you, and I'm going to go into a totally different direction. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. For some of you, this could be a relationship. And I want to speak directly to my Sagittarius men. Now, you could have been in a relationship that you were working really hard toward. Okay. And this person, this could be the mother of your child, someone that, you could have just had a baby by. She could be pregnant, or just the mother of your child. And I feel that although you worked really hard and on the situation, there could have been, and this does not relate to everyone, there could have been some type of triangle that happened, and as a result, now you guys are in a very bad space. You've separated, you've broken up, and the challenge is for you to kind of get yourself out of that rut of feeling. The challenge is going to be for you to see things for what it really is. Okay, because I see for some of you Sagittarius men, there could be this energy of you kind of going into player mode. And of course, if this does not resonate with you, then, disregard it totally. But for those of you that it resonates with, I do see that there's an energy of just being kind of like this charismatic, very free, here one day, gone the next type of energy in a social atmosphere, or going after what you want. I feel that is to kind of subside or try to cover the true feelings that you're going through right now. Okay. And as the month progresses, you will reclaim your sense of maturity. I feel like you guys will be seeing things for what it is, and you will accept whatever has happened, because there will be a glimpse of you being able to move forward. There's going to be that revelation. There's going to be that communication. There's going to be evidence of things turning around for you and you guys gaining a sense of maturity. So for those of you, some of you could be acting a bit petty. And I'm not just talking about the men here now. I'm speaking collectively as a whole. Some of you could be having this very petty energy. Some of you could be focusing on things that you really just have to do right now, so you have to communicate quickly with others. You have to move forward on things kind of out of the blue. Things were being revealed to you out of the blue, kind of sometimes things happening for some of you out of the blue. I do not see the tarot card here. I do not have the tarot card here, but I do have energies with the cards that are communicating to me that there could be movements, events happening in your life rather quickly. And the challenge would be for you to be decisive and make good decisions. Don't make hasty decisions. Don't just charge ahead. And now I'm speaking for immediate time frames, like right now, as the month progresses and you're going into June. I feel that you guys are definitely going to be able to slow down from all of that energy. You'll regain a sense of control, logic, passion in a very full way. That you can harness it, and you're embodying your own energies. Okay. Now, for some of you, there could be, on the flip side, for some of you Sagittarius women, there could be another fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo in your life. Could be the father of your children, and he could be someone that's trying to come back into your life. Really quickly. Could have been someone that's been trying to come back into your life. I feel like there's just been this constant up and down with this person. It's very karmic, this relationship. If you have a child by this person or you do not, that person may have a child. The challenge may be for you guys to be able to move forward, have kind of like a new relationship because there's a child. Some of you could have found out that the person had a child. Some of you could be dealing with someone that is not necessarily telling you that they have a child, and so they can't move forward with you. And there's this separation that's going on mentally. There's this, sense of disappointment that you have with this person, but this is something that you're constantly going back and forth with, and it could have something to do with another person. Okay, and you're being kept in the dark about the situation. Okay, but I feel like there's going to be confirmation as time goes on regarding this situation. Now, others of you, there could have been a situation where there could have been, now, for those of you that I was saying, for you Sagittarius women that is perhaps going to have someone of a fire sign come back into your life. He doesn't have to be a fire sign, but just someone that has more fire-like elements and qualities. Be very careful about, dealing with this person. This is someone from your past, and you have pretty karmic relationship, this breakup to makeup type of thing going on, and they're coming back and they're trying to woo you and tell you all the right things, and just basically try to sell you the stars, the moon, and the sky. Be very careful with that person. They're being deceptive. I think there's someone else that this person is with, that he's definitely sharing and showing his love to, and he's just coming back to try to tell you whatever you want to hear. So be very careful about that, guys. Someone trying to come back into your life, and be very careful if this is you. For my Sagittarius men, if you're, that you have a relationship and you're trying to, or, you've been out dealing with other women and, dating because that, hey, we're in a separation trial right now, or we're arguing and we have some downtime. We're not speaking right now, and I'm just out doing my thing. You're definitely going to be perceived as someone that's trying to be a player, someone that's trying to get away with a situation, because that you're not over the person that you're with, and that, you're just wanting to be able to get back in that relationship. Okay, that done. Now, as the month progresses, I feel like, this situation, as it relates to those of you that can relate to there being relationship woes and woes with, relationship as it relates to your children, there's going to be an upswing. Okay, so think those of you who've been feeling, and right now there are people I'm talking to that definitely has a sense of feeling lack financially, feeling heartbroken from people. And it doesn't have to be a love relationship. It could be family members, friends, acquaintances, so-called friends, co-workers, neighbors. It could be anyone that has been significant enough to have touched you in a way that has disappointed you and left you feeling a bit sorrowful. For those of you that is right now going through that, know that there will be a change in a shift in energy, and you're on an uptick. So things are shifting and changing, and good things are coming about. Okay, absolutely good things are coming about for you guys. Now, I feel that so take on that energy. Take that energy on, instead of staying in this place of lack, because I feel that things are going to come into play quickly for you guys. It's not going to just be this huge delay, but things are moving in a direction for the betterment, for the better for you. Now, in a relationship, I feel that the outcome could be that some of you, for the Sagittarius women, okay, there could just be this sense of you. I feel like you're going to turn into someone that's just like, what? I'm not having it. I'm having none of it. I'm moving forward. You're probably going to put relationships on the back burner. For those of you moms out there that's been having these, parental issues financially with the other parent, I feel like you guys are, as the month progresses, you guys are definitely already moving forward and solidifying things for yourself, and you're going to start seeing progress. And so you're going to take on this, no holds barred, very clear and decisive energy. And you're going to cut off anyone that doesn't serve you a purpose. So this person that's coming to you, and that they're lying, that they're being deceitful, I feel like you guys are just going to cut them off and just move forward on your own. There's not going to be this you feeling like you need love, or I'm feeling incomplete because I don't have ... I feel like you guys are going to be very clear. You're going to be, cutting the wheat from the germ and just saying, what, this doesn't mean me any good. You do not mean me any good. You're not producing like I need you to. I'm done. Period. And there's going to be an opportunity that comes your way. Of course, this is an opportunity for position, for a job, but there can also be on a love relationship. I feel like it's going to be more of a partnership. Some of you have a great opportunity to partner with another person. Could be a Cancer, could be someone that has their own business that kind of wants to partner with you. For others of you, as far as the work situation is concerned. For my Sagittarius men, back on love, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I hope you guys are sticking with me here. As the month comes to a close, I feel that, for you Sagittarius men, you could be meeting a Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra woman, okay, who could be offering you something very substantial. Okay, she's someone that she has her mind right. She's someone that absolutely is grounded. She has a sense of accomplishment. She's steady, progressive, and she is somebody that could come into your life and help ground you, help improve your financial circumstance, and, help give you a sense of balance. Okay, this is what this person can bring into your life. Consequently, you guys could be maybe going back to the person that you were with, but there could be a newfound relationship. So after you kind of doing this, I'm doing a Playboy playing around for a little bit. You've kind of grown up, and now you're saying, you know what? I know what I want. I want you. And you're now coming to her with the more of an appreciation, and you're moving forward in the relationship, and you guys could be taking a trip together. So this person could be long distance from you. If this is a new person, they could be someone long distance. So if you either go on a trip and meet this person, or this person, you've met them online and now you're kind of hitting it off together. And maybe you're taking a job opportunity out of town where this person now lives. Okay, so it can work like that as well. Now, getting to the part that I particularly always like, which is, career and in your own business and moving forward in that aspect. I feel like for those of you who've been very focused on money's career and your own business, like I said earlier, some of you were having a sense of success and vitality and feeling very popular, especially if you were dealing with some type of sales oriented position or something where it really took a lot of your attention. I feel that, once again, you guys are feeling a sense of lack. So some of you could have lost your job. Some of you, could have now lost the level of success that you were experiencing before. There could now be either an end, but I feel it's more of a slowing down, a trickling effect to where it's like, okay, now I have to kind of like, how am I going to get this back on track? How am I going to get more clients? How am I going to get this revenue back to the way that I want? How am I going to gain more profit? And perhaps you guys are feeling a sense of disappointment because for some of you that have lost your job, you're disappointed that now you don't have work. Your client base has reduced, so forth and so on. So maybe some of you are, feverishly out there, feet to the pavement, looking for work, sending your resumes out, calling around to everyone that you can as much as possible. I would say, again, use the best judgment as possible, because that is your challenge right now, is using wise judgment, because there is a sense of you feeling a bit out of sorts. You're not necessarily, there's not a sense of confidence within yourself. And so you're kind of rushing around just wanting things to kind of happen. And as a result, there could be opportunities that present themselves that are not worth you kind of rushing in. But because you have this sense of desperation, and I need this, and all I can focus on is, what I don't have. And so now I have to, do everything I can to try to get something. You're not paying attention to the energies around you and the people that you're talking to. And people might be selling you a dream and trying to tell you everything you want to hear. And then when you think about when you really read the fine print, or when you start to work with people, you see that, oh, this was totally not what they sold me, or what we agreed upon, or what they even promised. Okay. So I would say to definitely, again, you have an opportunity for things to go your way, as long as you are very much optimistic. And I mean authentically optimistic. Don't try to fake being optimistic, but being authentically optimistic. And and having that sense of vitality and optimism that you naturally have. So really allowing yourself to let go of this feeling of lack, let go of this feeling of heartache and sorrow and disappointment and depression, excuse me, in way of really, holding on to the reality of the situation, dealing with people in a very honest way, being very open and very watchful of the way that people are speaking to you and their characteristics. Take what you hear and what you see from others with a grain of salt right now. Don't believe what you hear. Believe what you see and what people are demonstrating to you. And when you see that, even that, analyze it and be very logical and realistic in what you're seeing as well, because the external energies are communicating that there can be people that are promising things that's not true, or just being downright deceptive. Okay. As the month progresses, I feel that, again, with this energy of just kind of wanting to rush out and get things done, or there being so much communication, perhaps you're sending your resume out, so people are communicating back to you. You may have to go on a lot of interviews. Some of them, I feel like a lot of your interviews, if some of you are in that heavy interviewing phase right now, I feel like a lot of them, you're just like, this is a scam, or I'm seeing a lot of scams. So be careful with these scam type of opportunities out there. Be very careful. But I feel like very quickly you're going to reclaim yourself again, and you're going to get your footing. Okay. And again, you're hoping and wanting for there to be a sense of things turning around, and things are turning around for you. So definitely keep that sense of hope. I'd advise you, again, to get back into the journal, get back into the I can't even say the word, gratitude, get a gratitude book, write things down, things that you're grateful for. I know it's hard as a Sagittarius, and this video is pretty long, but I want to get this through to you guys. I know that this is kind of hard for Sagittarius, because Sagittarius are the type of people that, want to see results. The optimism comes from the results. That's even the little steps and little sparks of results is something that Sagittarius will feed off of until they see the entire, vision of what they want to come to reality comes to reality. But they need to see those little sparks as they go along. If they don't see it, they kind of, can lose hope and helplessness. And with Saturn, basically being on top of your neck all these months now, there's just been one obstacle after another. Also, I can see that there's, right now in this immediate future, there's some setbacks, because, right now your freedom, I feel for some of you, you don't have the freedom that you desperately need. And I don't mean freedom in the sense of I can just run away from my, problems and my responsibilities, and I just want to travel the world. No, the freedom for you, in order for you to have this sense of vitality and happiness, that is here for you, is for you to say, hey, if I want to eat here, I can eat here. If I want to go here, I can go here. But whatever I want to do, I can just do, and it's not a huge burden for me. If I have a setback, I can easily fix it, because that's kind of the energy that you're born with. This level of optimism. So going back to that, there's an opportunity for you to have that's coming your way. You're definitely on an upswing in life right now. For those of you that is relating to this sense of, I'm feeling, I'm in a down place right now in my life. Things are coming up. So that's great for you guys. Tap into that. It'll come a lot quicker if you give into the energy and you start to force yourself to get back into a place of optimism. Again, with Jupiter going direct since the 9th, I feel that there's been a sense of you guys having that sense of optimism as well. But again, with it being in Virgo, you're still going to be very critical. And I think that also can have a lot to do with judgment, the judgment card that I see being the challenge. So there could be a lot of you being a bit critical of things because you're really looking at every little thing instead of seeing the big picture, which is typically what a Sagittarius is known to do. So as the month ends and as we get into June, guys, I definitely see for those of you who've been looking for work, an opportunity is coming your way. I feel like it's going to be you through these interviewing processes and meeting with people. You're going to get an opportunity. So some of you might, going back to that fire sign that I saw in the relationship aspect, some of you might be interviewing with a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. You probably wouldn't even know that that's their sign, but there's someone that is very dynamic, might dress a bit flashy, might have a lot of just natural energy, might speak to you very quickly, have a lot of ideas and wants to learn about you, want you to kind of have this sense of quickness and vitality and a lot of little energy. They may be promising you a lot of things. They may be telling you a whole lot of stuff that's not even true, that's not even actually going to be the reality of a circumstance. But just keep that in mind. The reality is, though, when you get this offer for this job, some of you will be working with an air sign woman, so a Libra, Aquarius, or a Gemini. Okay, so this woman is going to be very intelligent, obviously, very mental, quick, very professional, very even tempered. I feel to an extent. She's going to be fair, but she's going to be very much a no nonsense type of a person. And I feel that this is someone that some of you, again, going back to what I said before, some of you might be getting a job offer that is out of town. So you're going to have to move. For some of you, you're going to have to relocate and go out of town. For some of you, you might be traveling for work. So some of your work might include you having to travel. Others of you that's not leaving the country, you're not leaving the state, you're not leaving your city, you're not even leaving your neighborhood, you're just having a normal commute. There's going to be a circumstance that now you're going to have to balance out life, as it were, because now you're bringing in things and there is good things, and there's still going to be those nuances of responsibilities in life that you have to deal with. And now you're going to have that sense of victory, that sense of now, I'm not just in this, pile of negativism. Now I'm balancing both. I have, the great things happening and I'm also balancing the stresses and some of the challenges in life as well. So there's going to be a sense of victory, a sense of balance, logic, and moving forward in life for those of you who are still going to be starting a new job, picking up more clients, moving forward with a new position or a new partnership or opportunity as it relates to business, and you're not necessarily leaving, relocating anywhere, but you're staying right where you are. So I know that was a really long one, guys. That's what I have for you. Hopefully you guys like this reading. I would like to see some thumbs up because this is a very long, detailed reading, and hopefully it resonates with some of you guys. So that's what I have for you guys, and click that like button so I'll know that it resonates, guys. And you're more than welcome to leave a comment below, and I will see you back here next week. So subscribe so that you guys can make sure that you get my videos for next week. So that's what I have, and you guys have a great day.